So this happened in India's largest state, Uttar Pradesh, where a man was arrested by the local police earlier this week. He had tweeted out that he needed oxygen for his old grandfather, but the local police and politicians from the region say that when they tried to reach him, they contacted him. They found out that his grandfather had died of heart attack and not due to COVID, and he did not need oxygen support. So the cops have arrested him for creating fear among people. Even if the police is right in this case, there is enough similar and more painful, very authentic messages all over Indian social media right now of people pleading for oxygen, medicines, hospital beds for their friends and family. That's literally the only conversation that we have all been having with our friends and families for the last 2 weeks now. So there is no denying that the situation is very dire.
I understand even tech companies are also responding to the call for help. One matchmaking app has gone from matching potential partners to matching plasma types.
Yes. So many Indian companies are stepping up. Everyone, every individual, every company, whatever they can do to help the situation, they are coming forward and trying, most of them. This matchmaking app, Truly Madly, that you're talking about, is an Indian matchmaking app, and they have launched an initiative where they are asking people to register with them, and they are using their matchmaking algorithm to match donors and patients for plasma. There are many other startups, several large unicorns who have launched fundraisers. They are doing a variety of things, including trying to import oxygen concentrators or oxygen tanks from other countries, feeding families that are suffering right now, because there are thousands of families where all members are COVID positive. If they are not in the hospitals, they are in isolation at their homes. The steel industry in India, for instance, also has been asked by the government to start supplying all of the oxygens at their plants to the hospitals. Many countries have offered support to India, but the shortfall really is so big because it's been about 10 days since all the companies, industries, governments have been trying to salvage the situation, supply more oxygen, but there's still just unending ask of people who are struggling to get oxygen for their friends and family.
Yet, Itika, we're hearing from some officials that there is sufficient oxygen. Things are under control and people don't need to panic. They're painting a very different picture of what's really going on there.
So there has been a huge criticism of the central government and the several state governments about how they are trying to clamp down or stop the criticism. In the last week, the Indian government has sent notices to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to take down around 100 posts and block several accounts that were discussing the pandemic and how the government is managing the situation. But I really believe that the magnitude of outcry on Indian social media is so huge that it will be almost impossible to brush this under the carpet, even if someone was trying to do it.
Is it true that there's even a website dedicated to fact-checking whether oxygen supplies are available or not?
There are several platforms, several apps, several websites that people have developed. Some of these websites are specific to cities, specific to states, specific to localities in certain cases. Everyone I talked to for the last 2 weeks is just sort of trying to verify leads, put them on platforms like these. Many social media influencers, for that matter, have been doing this, just calling people, verifying leads, amplifying. So there are several such platforms which are trying to match the demand and supply of medicines, hospital beds, and oxygen.
In terms of the overall coordination of these supplies, what falls under the federal government's responsibility and what's left up to the state?
For a lot of these things, there are grey areas, but largely oxygen supply to states is something that the center needs to ensure. At every level, every government is doing something right now. I truly believe that the situation is so dire that whether it is the central government or the state government, any politician or any influential, anyone who has any say in this country should just act right now, because it is really not the time to try and figure out whose job it really is. Whoever has any pull should just come into action.
Has India even reached its peak of COVID cases there? What are experts there saying?
So there was a report today from CLSA, a couple of days back from CLSA, which is saying that on the basis of their examining other countries that had a second wave, a big second wave, it might be until June for India to peak, India's second wave to peak, and that would be devastating given the situation we are in right now.
Indeed, it seems like such a long time away. And we keep reporting that the health system is on the brink of collapse. From what you're seeing, are most hospitals, medical centres already overwhelmed and not able to cope?
Most definitely. For instance, we've been like at Quads, we've been culling data, whatever is available from state governments, and most data shows that there are very few and in many states no hospitals left. In a lot of cases, the data that the government is putting out does not match the narrative of people on the ground, because if, for instance, government's data shows that there are beds available in a particular hospital, when patients actually reach there, they are just turned away on the gates and they are told there are no beds available. So the shortages are just showing with everything. The healthcare system is tired. My heart goes out to the doctors and nurses in this country who have been fighting this battle for a year now, and it's just become so much more difficult.
And crematoriums are resorting to using car parks and other public spaces to send off the dead. What are the authorities doing about this?
It is we have been seeing images all over the internet. I'm sure all over the world we've seen images of how cremations in India are being done on parking lots and footpaths, and basically anywhere where people can find the space to do it. So far, we haven't heard anything concrete from state governments or the center about what they are doing about this situation. But given the way things are going and the number of cases rising every day, it was more than 385,000 today. It just feels like this is only going to become much more difficult, and the images are going to be much more heartbreaking if we don't act soon.
Itika Sharma Punit, really devastating to hear this news, but thank you for bringing us those updates. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.